And now, after placing the material and the cutting tools that we are going to use, we need to turn on the machine by first turning this energy switch on and providing energy to the entire mechanism. So then we will take out the emergent stop, and then we will have either a green or a red light. If a red light is on, it means that we cannot do anything in this machine because there's safety off or mechanical problem. If the green light is on, it means that we are ready to go. Here, we have two levers in which we will adjust the speed that we are going to use. We can choose from 44 revolution per minute to 2240 revolution per minute. And also we have these pieces in which we will assume how we are going to cut it and how it's going to spin this. Then we just simply close the safety parameters, and then we just make use of the revolutions and cut our piece as much as we need to. The main part of the lathe is the bed that is going to carry out all the weight of the lathe, the velocity console that is going to change the velocity of the turning. Then we have the headstock that is going to have the chuck and the head. We have the cutting tool that is going to cut our piece. We have the carriage that is going to move the cutting tool. We have the chuck that is going to sustain our piece, and the tailstock. If our piece is too big, we have to use the tailstock to support the other parts of the piece.
Some specifications of the turning machine or the lathe is that the cutting tool is in this case is the only one that moves, and the piece is the only one that spins. This is the only machine that does that exactly. Also, some specifications that we have to have in mind are the swing, that is the diameter of the chuck. We have the length, the distance between the headstock of the chuck and the tailstock, and the length of the bed. Then, for the work holding devices, we have the chuck, that is what we usually use for the pieces. You can use the pallet. It's the adapter for thin pieces. The faceplate, that is used for plates with bigger diameters, and the mandrels for hollow pieces. Also, we have to know that our pieces are always round.
So this is how we put the material inside of the turning machine. This is our key, and this is our bar. So first of all, we put our bar inside of the 3 gags. Then we have our key. And we force it until it's hard enough. We take it off. We close the cap. And if we want to start the machine, we just have to close this up and we turn the machine on. Okay, so there are 3 different types of materials that the turning machine can use. These are the nylamides, the acrylics, and the metals. In the metals, we can include any type of metals, since the aluminum to the steels. But however, the metals or any kind of materials have to be in a cylindrical shape. And in the other hand, there are also materials that can be used in the turning machine, like wood, because the oil that the machine uses is absorbed by the wood, so it doesn't work like it should. And also the epoxy resins, because the oil it also creates like a kind of chemical reaction with the epoxy resin, and it creates like a bluish form, that it doesn't allow the machine to work correctly.
Now I'm gonna explain some operations for metals that can be done in the left. The facing, that is the removal of small pieces to make it thinner. The taper turning is to make straight shapes. The contour turning, that is round shapes. And the form turning, this is really specific because the piece needs to be already shaped, and then you can give it a special form. Then the chamfering, that it's really common that you remove the corners to create a certain fillet. The cutoff, that it's an actual separation. The threading, that is like making the screws. The knurling, that is another operation that we did here at the practice, that is like to make a specific finish, like a grabbing, like for weights, so it's really specific. Then the drilling, that is to make normal perforations, and the boring, that is to make bigger perforations from a previous drilling. Now, due to the operations and all the parts that we already mentioned, the turning in Querétaro has grown exponentially due to all the companies that have come and all the operations that can be managed with this tool. When we Google turning in Querétaro, we found all these that they were either distributor or they can actually work with them. Like the bench lathe, of course, it's the most common one to create small pieces. Also the tracer lathe, that they have like these really long pieces that could be torn. And the CNC lathes, we only found two here in Querétaro in some industries, that is the most automatic one. We even found the turn lathe, that is the one that is vertical for another type of machinery. And we also found the wood lathe that is really cheap. So the turning in Querétaro is really important, and it's really common.
I can conclude that the turning process is not the best because you can only use cylindrical pieces or circular pieces, and that limits you. Also, it's good because it's fast and it's very precisely.
As a conclusion, this turning process is useful for its precision with its pieces. It can only be worked with its specific pieces for different products.
Okay, so in this practice, actually it wasn't my favorite practice at all, but I think it's important in my career because it can be helpful to do many metal things and to work with many other materials. However, it limits me to work because it only, as mentioned in the practice, the materials used are very limitless, so that's a disadvantage. But I think it was a very good practice, and I really enjoyed to be on the CIMA working on it.
The use of this machine, I believe, is one of the most essential in the manufacturing processes, as most of the pieces that we have are cylindrical or has a circular form. This machine will help a lot of these processes.